Hey everyone, we'll be starting shortly. I'm getting everything set up, so please bear with me. So while I'm waiting for that, I just realized I haven't been making a highlight of my other things. So give me a few more seconds as I deal with that. Russia, because shut up, me. Okay, the other one is just one more, so do that one. There it is. Right, the other ones can wait. That's all saved. Showing up on there, close that. Showing up on there, no drop frames. I think we are okay. Close. Think we're good? Yeah, we're good. So yeah, let's begin. Hi everyone. Welcome to another stream of Apollo Justice Trilogy, where we had left off last time. We had solved the case of the possible stolen orb, whether it was the orb of Amy Faye or the orb of the Holy Mother. We were able to figure out which one it was. We ended up also finding out that the guy pretty much killed the Dr. Buff that had the artifact. He dropped a suitcase on him, which is great. And now there's going to be a revolution inside Khu'rain. However, we have still not saved Maya because she is still being held captive, so we have to go back there to try and find out where she is, and probably we'll get involved in another case somehow. It's probably going to be another investigation. I don't think we've ever had a place or an episode before in the Phoenix Wright games where we've had two cases back to back in the same episode. So this is probably a first. So I'm interested in seeing how it goes. Just as a heads up, as I was saying earlier when I was getting everything ready, I had some things on Twitch that I didn't save or highlight. So there's videos that are now missing from like Apollo Justice and the Bioshock streams on there. So sorry about that. I had actually thought I had already done it, but no, I didn't. So, oh well. Whoops. Luckily, it wasn't too big of a gap. It's just like the first episode of Bioshock and the like episode 46 or something like that. Yeah, it was one episode of Apollo Justice, but yeah. Without further ado, let us begin and see what happens. Oh yeah, and we also found out that Sarge was a little girl. And she stood up after being in a wheelchair and pretending that she was still not able to stand, which is illegal. It might not be illegal. It might just be morally wrong, but get the point. Right, is it showing up on there? It's on the right page. Come on, game. Oh, whoops. Didn't want to minimize it. She's cute. She gets a pass. That's how everyone gets away with things. They're cute, so they get away with it. Right, before we go in, I need to switch the costumes back. Because now we have real Phoenix. Right, 16, 07, 21, 27, 21, 30. Yes. Ugh. He's standing over me. He had a gun. He pointed at me. I blacked out. May 17th, defendant lobby number 3. What do you mean Miss Faye still being held hostage? And who's this mastermind? Paul Addison Whipson was nothing more than a puppet. This is a great way to just start like this. There's an achievement in this section. Okay. His benefactor was the one pulling the strings. But I have no idea who they are. So all we know is it's a person he was trying to give the orb to? Right. He was just following orders. Whoever it is, it seems they really want to get their hands on the orb. So then Miss Faye's abduction is the work of this so-called benefactor too? Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Khu'rain. Along with Maya. I wonder who they could be. It's not like it's not a big secret or anything. We kind of know. Right, this Maya. The spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bunhead young lady you defended back in Khu'rain. That's her. Why'd you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I've got good news for you, right? Maya is somewhere safe. That much I'm sure of. I'm afraid you've lost me. So that's who the little snot's patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea with here in the States. I'm here in the States with you all. Dirk, you mind filling us in? It's the samurai song. No caller ID. Who's calling? Hello? This sounds like a robot. But might be just a voice modulator kind of thing. I don't have one of those. Mr. Phoenix, right, yes. Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate. Who's this? I believe you know me as Mr. Addison's benefactor. Sounds like you're using a voice changer or something to disguise himself. Mr. Killer again. Where's Maya? Is she safe? I had my ears on today's proceedings. What a shock it was to hear that the key to solving the orb's riddle is a spirit medium. I admit I did not see that coming. Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somewhere? Nevertheless, don't think for a minute that it will guarantee Maya's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see. You harm a hair on Maya's head and you'll have to answer to me. Don't anger Phoenix. I'm telling you, he's indestructible. Guy fell from like 50 feet or 120 feet from a bridge into the ocean or into a fast-moving river and only had a cold. That's all he came out with. I do have a reverb filter, yeah, but did that work? Right, give it here a sec. Wait. Hey there, how's it going, stranger? Who is this? Why, it's your friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happened to be in the US on a little trip. Minister of Justice, Inga Khu'rain. I mean, yeah, it was kind of obvious it was him. Inga? What? Why is kidnapper... Is Khu'rain's Minister of Justice? Dirk, is that you dirty turncoat? What in the blaze is he going on here? Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was poor excuse for a bluff you pulled just now. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on Maya Fey, and I do mean that literally. What is he talking about? You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye. Maya Fey ain't my only, how should I say, insurance, you know, Dirk? What? I've got someone dear to you right here in the palm of my hand, see? I can't remember the voice I gave this guy because he showed up like once. No, twice, but they were very brief. Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right? You mean the Utah? Glad you're seeing things my way. Meet me at Amara's tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. And you better come alone, got it? If all goes well, the orb is all you need to get Maya Fey back. Dirk, what's going on? You heard him. I have to get back to Khu'rain at once. What? Why? No time to explain. But are you even going to make it? What if there are no seats left on the next flight? Why are you worrying about that, Apollo? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not going to just let you get on a plane. Yes, they are, because we're in a different country. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. Oh, Edgeworth, hi. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth? What are you doing here? Taking care of the hostage situation. Oh, now that you mention it. Carol did say that she saw you around in Khu'rain village. I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Khu'rain. Including Maya's situation, of course. He's dealt with this before, so he knows what he's doing. I was astonished to hear she was still in Khu'rain earlier, but it explained why I found no connection between her and Mr. Addison. Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation, I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any time. And I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dirk Samadhi is on board. Wow. Must be nice to be chief prosecutor. You could just do whatever you want. Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Khu'rain at once. Right. I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fair, I want to go too. I've got so many voices to do. God. This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I need you to hold down the fort. Daddy? Guess I should only also bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me? Unnecessary evidence foisted onto Trucy. Here, have all this stuff I don't need anymore. It brings like a wheelbarrow out. Fine. You better bring me back something besides just more evidence. Excellent. Now let us make haste to Khu'rain. And that's how our sudden trip to the Kingdom of Khu'rain began. I never imagined I'd return to the country of my youth under such circumstances, though. May 18th, 2:30 p.m. Temple. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. Talk about cutting it close. Kingdom of Khu'rain. There's no time to reminisce, but I've got to say, this place sure brings back memories. Hurry up, Apollo. Right behind you. Mara's tomb is located in the courtyard of Khu'rain Palace. We should have just enough time to get there. Then let's sprint there. Think you can keep up, Apollo? Sure, no sweat. I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of our arrival. Thanks, Edgeworth. Are you sure that's a good idea? Seeing as we know one of the royal family is the guy that's trying to do this whole stuff and has Maya captive. Any ideas? I know you probably want to reminisce and all, but there's no time for that right now. You're right. We gotta get to Amara's tomb where Miss Faye is being held captive. I'm gonna examine everything as Apollo. Apollo! Ah, bring what mays, you can reminisce later, time's running out. You're right. We have to find Miss Faye before it's too late. I wanna look at the mountain! Oh, what's been knocked over? 2:45 p.m. Khu'rain Palace, Royal Residence. We could just walk in here? I wasn't made for all the running and climbing and near drowning I've done this week. It's 2:45, only 15 minutes left. See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb. Amara? Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated? Yes, and I'm the one that they pinned it on. It'll take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here. So you have returned, bobbed head. I've seen her before on the news. If I remember correctly, this is the Crown Princess Rafa Padma Khu'rain. What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission. The prosecutor from the States should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. Why is it auto-going? I'm not clicking anything. As to why even if it's... Ah! Stop going! Stop! Prosecutor of the State should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. As to why we're here, your benevolence, have you seen Minister Inga? If you seek my father, I see him heading towards Amara's tomb. I'm not pressing anything. I'm seeing if it's going to auto-do it. No? Okay. Was he with anyone? You know, like some shady-looking underlings or something? No, he was alone. Why do you ask? Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction. You hear that? I think we have company. And the footprints there now. Bow down before her glory! Her Eminence Queen Khu'rain, Grand Priestess of Khu'rain approaches! Huh? Khu'rain? Oh, hi there. It's... Queen Khu'rain. Yeah, I can't remember the voice I gave her. Just... Guards? Surround Amara's tomb at once. Yes, Your Eminence!
Urdi Hara Khu'rain!
Wow, okay. What's she doing? Is she going to help us? Excuse me, Your Eminence. So, a bobbed-head lawyer returns. May we presume you are here for Maya Faye, the spirit medium who has been abducted? Yes, you may. Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband. Oh, no need to apologize for him. Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country? How could you? Father abducted someone? Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there? They are the Khu'rain Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other. Royal Guard? They're an elite force selected from only the most loyal and astounding of our subjects. And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb? The police will not come if it is my husband who's committed the crime. Yeah, I was noting why she said our, but she might be doing it as the royal our, you know, like the royal we. It's like, we are not amused kind of deal. That's why I didn't really, like, say anything. So I'd be like, she's probably doing it like the royal version. We shall have to storm the tomb and take Minister Inga into custody ourselves. What? You mean Khu'rain, no, his hostage is in there. Dirk, how dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in? Listen, we need to talk truce for now. Khu'rain, Royal Guard, see this traitor for the crown. As you wish, Your Eminence. Resist and die! Wait a second. Slow down, Khu'rain. There's no need. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. But if you take me now, my affair is as good as dead. A hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you? We could talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you could storm the place. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Dirk, wait! Guards, allow the insurgent Dirk Samari to pass. Barbed, you have some explaining to do. Right. Well, while we're waiting here, Apollo, why don't you explain the situation? I've got other things to do. You know, like making sure Maya's fine and worrying about her. What? Me? Leave nothing out, Hornhead, or I'll dehorn you where you stand. Hornhead? She doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. And what's with the attitude? Her father's the one who's abducted Miss Faye. I'ma look at things. The Grand Royal Guard has the tomb surrounded. Yeah, and it looks like they might storm the place at any moment. If Her Eminence gives the order, they'll have no choice but to follow through. And I have the feeling she's about ready to do so. All we can do is wait and hope for the best, huh? Hope Dirk and Miss Faye both come out of this in one piece. This is no time to be looking around. Not until Dirk gets back. But I want to look at the bird prince. Dirk's in there right now. I sure hope he's okay. Turns out he was murdered. Do my ears deceive me, or did I hear talk of my father abducting someone? Oh, you heard right, he abducted Maya Faye and... Insolent fool. Pardon my rudeness. A gentle soul such as my father could not have possibly committed such a crime. Gentle? You think he's gentle? I'm afraid it's true, Your Benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak. Really? I find this difficult to believe. Why would he do such a thing? Because he's an ass? But he was a butthole. And he also said the other one, but it's not been... Oh, it's been 10 minutes. Yeah, he's an asshole. Your Benevolence, you saw your father heading toward the tomb? I did. I was over on that veranda, deep in thought. But when I saw him hurrying towards the tomb, I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago. Why was he rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late? Did you see anyone else heading for the tomb? I saw no one else after he had entered. So Minister Inger and Miss Faye are the only ones inside there besides Dirk? Who knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minion or two with him. Dirk. I sure hope he's alright. It's only been 5 minutes? Ugh, it feels like an eternity. Patience, Apollo, patience. Surprising that he's saying that. Boom! Explosion! May 18th, 3:20 p.m. It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dirk so long? The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall now storm in. Can you just wait a little longer? No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in. But that will put Miss Faye's life in danger too. Guards! Storm the tomb and seize Minister Inger along with the insurgent Dirk Samari. Yes, Your Eminence. What? Dirk's under arrest too? Naturally, that traitorous snake assassinated the predecessor, Queen Amara. Now go, seize them both. Rah, we're going in! Follow me, men! For Her Eminence, Erdehara Garan! I hope no one gets hurt. Your Eminence! What the? Why are they running back out? What is the meaning of this? Something terrible has happened, Dirk! The Minister! He's dead! What's this? What? Apollo, quick! I'm right behind you! No one enters without a... Come, let us see what's transpired. Yes, Your Eminence! May 18th. Grand Palace. Amara's tomb. Where's Dirk? Apollo over there. Dirk? Dirk, what have you done? Apollo? Look! So it is Minister Inga who has fallen. Guards, see this murderous man at once. Yes, Your Eminence, surrender now or perish, rebel scum! No, wait! Dirk! You're taking him away. Ow! Dirk just threw something at me. Wait, this is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe? Nick? Is that you? Maya? Are you alright? Dirk, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. Maya! Minister Inga, the man behind Mrs. Faye's abduction, has been killed. And Dirk was arrested for his murder? So it was that the abduction of Maya Faye came to a sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister. But things were far from over. Royal residence. Apollo, what happened? I can't say for sure, but from what I can tell, it seems Dirk has killed Minister Inga. What? You think he did it to save Miss Faye? Most likely, but who knows? I'm really confused right now. My father, this cannot be. I must see for myself. Your Benevolence, we cannot allow you to pass. Fools, stand aside. Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence, Queen Khu'rain. Father. Oh, Father. Dirk, you will pay for this. Apollo, let's regroup somewhere. Yeah. Dirk, it wasn't really you that did it, right? Are you okay, Apollo? Yeah. Edgeworth's speaking with the local police, so sit tight until he returns. Okay. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine. May 18th. The same date. Right, Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I have some bad news. It looks like things will only get more complicated from here. Passage to Edgeworth? What's happening with Dirk? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has? However, I did manage to get his permission to investigate the crime scene, and I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mr. Samadhi shortly. Thank you. I'm sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us. Also, it just so happens that Detective Sky is here in Khu'rain. Just so happens that she's here. Uh-huh. So I have asked her to assist us with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Samadhi has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her all over the place, a few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Nayuta says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills. So what now, Apollo? I think I'll go pay Dirk a visit at the detention center. I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena? Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand. Very well, then I'll accompany right. We're splitting up into teams! Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now. Alright, if anything comes up, you have my cell number. Do you know your way around, Apollo? It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get as hopelessly lost. Now I can examine things. This is said to be a sacred spring and a pathway for souls to follow. The people of Khu'rain believe the spring draws souls to the temple, and by the truth gained in the Hall of Justice Beyond, they are memorialized. It seems the legal trials and funeral rites are inseparable in this country. Mr. Wright stayed there the entire time he was here, apparently. Why would he stay at a temple instead of a hotel? He says it helped to cut costs. Long stays at a hotel really add up, you know? But he had to sleep on the floor with a load of strangers. There weren't any showers either. Wow, that's worse than staying at a youth hostel for backpackers. Hostel, whatever. There sure are a lot of temples around here. In fact, it looks like the buildings are around here related to Khu'rainism. Really? I didn't know a place that was mostly focused on Khu'rainism had temples to Khu'rainism. I thought that attorney's badges were the same around the world. But I just realized that this type is only used back home. You had your badge for a while now. You're just noticing that? Hey, I'm still getting used to things after all the time I spent in Europe. But as they say, when in Rome... Wait, what are we even talking about anymore? The orb. It's a real surprise to find that it's hollow on the inside, wasn't it? Yeah, and even a bigger surprise to find that the founder's face was hidden within. But now that the orb's secret has been revealed, how are you supposed to restore it to its original state? Well, it was probably wax or something that was melted to reveal the figure inside, so... If we turned it upside down and heated it up again, it should go back the way it was. Oh, I get it. That's one clever little contraption. I've been thinking about that photo. Your father was quite the manly man, Apollo. There's a compliment in there somewhere. Huh? Where'd you get that idea? Oh, never mind. Never mind what? Nice weather we're having today. Ah, is there something you wanted to hear from me to say, Apollo? Look, just forget I said anything, okay? Ugh, no one compliments me. Runs away. Detention center. Apollo, here to see your old man, are you? Dirk, are they done interrogating you? Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they'll really make me rake over the coals, though. I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty. They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen, and now the justice minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution. Public execution? This is worse than I thought. Come on, son, turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this tasty hash house I know. I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. There is. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you? Well, the thing is, I really don't know. Huh? I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb. But I got all dizzy immediately after that. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. And covered in Inga's blood. So you don't remember meeting with him? No, the last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy. There's no way he can explain what happened if he can't remember anything. Yeah. Did he get drugged or something? I suppose there's no getting out of this one. But we can't give up yet. I was just messing with you, son. Well, stop. It's not funny. Sorry. Sheesh. Nothing seems to faze him, not even being arrested for murder. This is going to be a tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago. You're on trial for 2 charges? Khu'rain is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh? I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this. So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at the trial? Of course. You can count on me. That's my boy. Look like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours. After all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too. Oh, right. So if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh? Don't tell me you forgot about that. I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one. Are you sure? Because you don't sound very fine. Apollo, what was that about an assassination 23 years ago? 23 years ago. About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous Queen Amara was assassinated, wasn't it? Yes, someone set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze. And you were arrested for the crime? Why would they arrest you, Mr. Samadi? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the Queen? About that, Amara was, well, she was my wife. I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty. Oh. What? No way! Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen? Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare. Wow, you're really something else. So was a verdict ever reached, Dirk? I acted out on my own as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. That is when it all went south. Now, where have I heard a story like that before? What happened after that? I made a run for it. You ran, but why? I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So I left my law practice behind and went underground. Wait, wouldn't that mean that the current queen is your daughter? And the princess is your granddaughter? And that would mean that Apollo is the step-sibling or adopted sibling to the princess or something. I don't know. It's very confusing now. But that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth? Yeah, the fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There is little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall. Guess this means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? On with Mr. Inger's murder, of course. I think I'm gonna be sick. Come on, son, don't look so down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow. I hope he's right. The Queen is a sister. Oh, right, yeah. Now you said that. I remember that now. Yes, they did say that. So they would actually be like step brothers or something then. They'll be stepbrother and stepsister. Or sister-in-law. That's the one I meant. Sister-in-law is what I meant. I hope he's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Let me think. I recall going in through a manhole. How can I not, Dirk? I hated how I always had to go so dirty getting there. And that stench. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. Present. I'm proud of you, son. You've really become a fine lawyer. Well, at least it means I'm qualified to defend you. To think the day would come where you would come to my defense. I'm one lucky man. Now I can die in peace. Whoa, slow down. I'm not going to prove you innocent. Or I'm going to prove you innocent, so... Just pulling your leg, son. Even when he's in the slammer, Dirk is a Dirk. Dirk is Dirk, not a Dirk. I see you got it safely out of the tube. Why did you throw it at me like that? I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Khu'rain's hands. Not ever. I thought Minister Inger was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So haven't you exposed his crime now? I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down. You said something like that before. Looks like Dirk's intuition is at it again. Khu'rain will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial. I'm afraid your time is up. Oh, hi, Nayuda. Nayuda. It's time for the prisoner interrogation. So begun, you putrid-headed criminal abetting lawyer. Wait, don't tell me you're the prosecutor attorney. What? But that would mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is. He's your father. And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains I am a prosecutor. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him. Nayuda, long time no see, son. How have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Khu'rain, rather faithfully, in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son? The past is the past. Well, what do you mean? Why are you doing this? It's simple. A people change. The Nayuda you knew exists no more. Listen, son, I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms. As I said, I have moved on. Now let us waste no more time, for flowers do not blossom simply for talk of the past. Just become philosophical, why don't you? Nayuda, why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room. Yes, sir, this way, you rebel scum! Ow, watch it! Don't be so rough, will you? Nayuda, is he seriously going to prosecute his own father? We just awkwardly stare at Athena. Don't do it, Athena. Don't ring that bell. Who, me? Perish the thought. I mean, would I ever do something so childish? Yes. All right. Put your bracelet away already. Talk about unfair. There's nothing else. It was just the bell. Okay. All right. To the royal residence. Are these Ingus footprints? They appear to be heading toward the tomb. Didn't Princess Rafa mention something about that? You know, something about him rushing over to the tomb before we arrived? I wonder if he had accidentally dozed off before the exchange or something. This overturned urn has spilled water everywhere. Everything around it is soaking wet. Don't look at me. Rightly or wrongly, I'm guessing Athena's the type who gets blamed for a lot of things. And the more people accuse her, the more defensive she becomes. Even to the point of preemptively denying any wrongdoing. I said it wasn't me. I never said it was. Not an achievement for that. I mean, to be fair, she does do that. And she had that whole thing in the past, so, you know. Somebody got a little carried away decorating this place. There's a golden lion keeping watch at the entrance. That frog looked like it's cowering under the lion's gaze. Really? Because to me, it looks like the frog is glaring at the lion. Come on, Athena. How does that make any sense? Huh? I just call him as I see him. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. The Palace of Queen Khu'rain is built to impress. Its white walls and gold ornamentation lend it an imposing air. It makes Minister Inga's residence look downright humble by comparison. Yeah, it shows the difference in their tastes, and which one wears the pants, so to speak. Vibrant lotus flowers floating on still waters, butterflies dancing about. It's almost supernatural in its beauty. And at the center of it all rises the tomb where Amara's soul slumbers. Makes you wonder if that bridge there is a gateway to the hereafter. Yeah, especially after both Dirk and Inga crossed that bridge earlier. Turns out it was Maya that killed Inga, being possessed by the spirit. Ooh, look at all those flowers. They give the whole house such a cute vibe. I wonder if this is where Princess Rafa lives. I doubt it. She doesn't look like the type to decorate with cute flowers. I mean, I may not know her well, but she seems awfully serious and snobby. I bet she uses nothing but roses, peonies, stuffy old people flowers, you know? Wow, Apollo. Wow. Apollo, I guess it's too much to ask that you not judge a book by its cover, huh? What's that supposed to mean? The previous Queen Amara was laid to rest in her own private tomb. Pretty impressive. They say it costs 800 million to build and took 400 workers 5 years to complete. 800 million is a lot for something that's that small. Special memorial rites were also conducted at various points of its construction. That's quite an undertaking. It was built with donations from her devoted subjects and royalty of neighboring countries. Ended up being a huge boost to the national economy. Wow, Queen Amara must have been one charismatic lady. I think that's everything. Yeah. To the tomb! So, this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Khu'rain. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it fits for a queen. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought Spirit Cham into Khu'rain. All right, the woman in the orb. This is probably Emma. Oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see. Hi, Emma. That's literally what I said. We heard you give us a hand if we needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Khu'rain, I hear. Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you sure don't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big trouble magnet as Mr. Right. Please don't say that. Our luck's already been bad enough as it is. Emma, I hear Prosecutor Samadi was requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. When he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations overseas is a priceless experience, but flying back and forth between here and home every few days with no days off, it's been tough and the lack of sleep has been brutal on my skin. If it matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? Sounds like they got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on. So tell me, Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab wound in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came into the scene. See. Any suspects besides Dirk? No, he and Maya and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guards. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Not likely. I was told the tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guards set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the criminal scene was completely sealed off. Crime scene, not criminal scene. It would appear so. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great. It's another one of those convoluted locked room mysteries. About the victim, Minister Inga? Cute. Athena wishes that was her. Oh, the face that she made was so cute. Athena wishes what was her? Eating the munchies? Or something else? About the victim, Minister Inga, who's the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes. Inga Khu'rain was the first, or the second, most powerful figure in Khu'rain. Plus, he was married to the Queen. It seems strange that someone of his status would have ducked someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out. What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands in the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it was really for Paul Addison Wibberson said. I must deliver this to my benefactor at all costs. What do you want with the relic anyway? Ha 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 ha! It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. Oh, being tied up. Right, yeah. The great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Khu'rain, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? So this is the tomb of the previous queen. Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. What? Laid to rest? What the hell is laid to rest? Here. She lost her life in an arsonist blaze. Oh my god, what a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Why do you think Minister Inga was holding a Mace Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, that tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? About 6 days. Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by a prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? Sure, I've already got the okay. knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. This place is a lot longer than I thought it was. It's a diagram the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give it to you a copy to help your investigation along. Thank you. Woo! Amara's sarcophagus is in the very center. Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourself, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, it's hardly classified this as fun. Examination time! Let's look inside the tomb. So, this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look. Hey, these curtains are open, Apollo. Oh, okay. That one big sarcophagus. They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests here. A mummy, huh? Rats, it's locked. he has the same thinking of me. It's just like, let's just open the tomb, see what's inside. Hey, don't touch that. You mean we can't search inside it? Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone try opening anyway. What if the real killer hiding inside? Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that! You're gonna get cursed! Or kicked out by the royal family. Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge towards the living after such a violent, painful death. So no one dares touch the sarcophagus of fear incurring her wrath. Oh no, Apollo. What am I gonna do? Don't look at me. I'm not the one that banged it. In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. That's why it's 800 million. You've got a temperature controlled sarcophagus. Now, what the hell? So even if someone did decide to hide inside, they would eventually freeze to death. I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. Doopy-doop-doo. Butterfly, that's it. Okay then. Looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus. So it's like this tomb is protected by the founder? That must be so reassuring to those she left behind. Only one problem. They didn't paint the eyes she needs to do to what said watching. Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if it being watched over by her something like that gives the queen the nightmares. Hey, keep that up and the founder just might come and watch over you too. Just create your own horror stories, why don't you? It's like a small army of monks all neatly lined up. It looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer. If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression. I wonder if they use real people as models. Some are frowning, some are smiling. Huh? There's one that looks like he's trying his hardest not to burst out laughing. Really? Huh, I wonder why. Maybe it's like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh? You know, like at funerals and stuff. They went through all the trouble of depicting that. Talk about going overboard. I've never seen someone trying to not laugh during a funeral. Granted, I've only been to... No, I've been to... Never mind. Look, one of the statues is broken. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here. Let's check it out when we get a little closer. So these are like the terracotta shoulders in Japan, aren't they? And literally, Rafa John just said it. So yeah. There's a painting up there, but I can't see it well from here. You can see it well, you just want me to move. Why is it grey? It's full of ash. You must burn incense in here. Oh, that's why. Yes. So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after they're already ash in there? To hold them up? Don't be silly, Athena. The answer is simple. The ash in this is the product of prayers from the countless visitors who came here. It's not a chicken of the egg kind of thing. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine. Imagine if they did a raffle for the statue model. They just get random people off the street. It's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner. Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in this ashes. Let's see what it is. Or in this one. I just saw something else. Is that a gemstone? What's it doing here? And why is the shine all over in the corner when that's right there? I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory? I guess I wouldn't do any harm. You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into fountains, right? Well, you know, on second thought, I'm good. What? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part. Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma. What's this gemstone doing here? Oh, that. It's not a gem, but a button. Albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off when they'd gotten in there somehow. See, every puzzle has an answer, Athena. The soldiers in China, Japan. Yeah, I know. I said they were in China. I don't know why you keep bringing that up. I saw the first time. I was like, yeah. And you say it the second time. I could see it. Every puzzle has an answer, Athena. Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's this soot you see here on the gemstone? I did not say Japan. Hey, you're right. Gemstone added to the court record. You can also see where they put it because there's these lines. Like, they probably had, like, the same thing. They just copied and pasted it, but they didn't line it up properly. Back we go. Whee! Right, rotate. Oh, wrong button. Oh, no! Go back to examine. Rotate. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna mute things. I'm back. I did say Japan, but I did not mean Japan. I meant China. I don't know why I said Japan. Probably because it's a Japanese game. Wow, it's covered in blood. When the blood splattered this large, it must have gotten all over the killer too. Come to think of it. There was blood on Dirk's clothes. Circumstantial evidence points to Dirks being the killer. That's what I concluded if I were a cop too. Why are things always so bleak for me? Maybe taste it. It might be strawberry jam. The covergirl is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it. True, but that's one of the many places the Royal Guards checked after storming in. Wow, they really were thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of the members Lord's mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries." Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. You said the same thing. Guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. Whee! That's a weird-looking gun. So this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it? Yep, and they were super clear. They belong to one Dirk Samadhi. That's not good. Where are the others? Or were there any others? There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who had handled the knife. Oh. Yet another piece of unhelpful info to add to an ever-growing pile. Ugh. Flip phone again. What if this is Inga's cell phone? It should be. His fingerprints are all over it. Do you know if he talked with anyone recently? There are a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who were directly under the minister's control. You mean like spies? I don't think that's quite it. And a gun with 4 barrels. Is this a tranquilizer gun? They've already taken the body away. You still intend to play the Grace Attorney, Tony? I said I don't have it, and I would like to play it when I get it. I don't have it, so I can't play it directly after this. It would have to be sometime in the future. The unknown future. Why can't I? That's why. I was trying to make sure I was actually fine. Yeah, I'm good. Why does my stream say it was there for 16 minutes? It's weird. They've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines. I have a photo of the body if you're interested. He was stabbed right in the back. The poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? Those are the cuffs of justice. He seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs. They look like they were made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection. Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling good documents? Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now they're just one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why. Oh, I get it. Kind of like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh? Or your psychology, if we're going to go there. I happen to know why I started, thank you very much. The gun. So the minister was armed, huh? That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon. Huh? He was carrying a broken gun around for show. No, we recovered a bullet there. Which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. It might be broken because it's a 4-barrel gun. Like, if it was like a tranquilizer gun, yeah, I've seen those. They have 4 holes to shoot the darts. When it's an actual freaking gun, no. You're going to have like 4 separate hammers or something. The thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only one bullet we could find. That is strange. Where did the other 3 go? I ate them. Maybe Dirk ate them? We can ask that next time we see him. Just be ready for his predictably shocking answer. You test the blood. Are you sure it's his blood? Maybe it's Chris's. I see wine over here. This is the grape juice Inga was drinking. Sure, okay. He's probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk. So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here. Mr. Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few days ago. Or years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax. Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular plain old grape juice? Because it sounds like he was talking about the fermented variety. No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in. Right. Let's just leave it at that. Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit? It looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to his retainers. She's on fire! This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dirk. It really made him look evil. This is the weirdest one of all. Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway... Huh, that's the last one. I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending? Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. You know, when they say that they all have different faces, when you look at them, they all have the exact same face and the exact same expressions. I don't know what they mean that this one looks like he's smiling. I see something over there. Miss Faye was apparently tied to this chair. They let Maya bring in like 100 Steel Samurai VHS tapes. Let's take a close look. We should try to cover every angle possible here. Let's use these buttons to change perspective and take a close look around. The rope. I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Trushi showed me how to do her rope escape trick. Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that? Because we're always getting into trouble when working cases with Mr. Right, and I like being tied up. So I thought it might come in handy someday. Well, I guess you're right about that. Miss Faye could have definitely used that knowledge. That's right, so now just sit right here and we'll get started. What in the world gave you the idea I wanted to learn? Poor Miss Faye. She must have been tied up to this chair. I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting here for so long. It would have been torture for you, I bet. I don't know how you sit still. If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. Whee! Oh. I see some blood here. Look, there's bloodstains on one of the chair legs. Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that. Let's move the chair so we can check under it. There's more blood under the chair leg. I wonder what it's doing there. Have some luminol here. Why don't you do some testing around it? I mean, I can still see it, but you should still allow me to do stuff. Look. How do you miss all of these? You said you sprayed everywhere, so how did you miss this? The bloodstains leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Emma, is this the Minister Inger's blood? Hold on 1 second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match. So then, whose blood is it? Dirk and Miss Faye weren't wounded as far as we know. And the blood's been wiped by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. Mysterious bloodstain added to the court record. Interesting. Is it just that? There's a bloodstain on the floor. It's already been mostly wiped, but the stain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. I wonder whose blood it is. Whee! Oh. Someone could have hid behind the curtains. Here, I'll go give it a try. Wait, no. Well, can you tell I'm hiding in here? No, I can't tell at all. That's it, that's the perfect hiding space. Why are we not facing the direction of the curtain? We did it, Apollo. We solved the case. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the Royal Guards searched the tomb high and low after they stormed in. And they said no one else was in here besides Minister Inger, Dirk, and Miss Faye. Well, back to the drawing board, I guess. My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences. Baby. Baby on a lotus blossom? That's one strange painting. Apparently, that's part of the mural depicting the life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something. So, that baby's supposed to be Amara? This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. There's a dog as well. Let's see, the next one is... Is that Dirk? Why does he have horns? My guess is it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met. So he's supposed to be some kind of demon who's seducing her. Well, he was successful since they did get married and all. The mural continues in the opposite wall, which we've already done. I think we've looked at everything. I mean, obviously there's a destroyed one, but one of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. Whee! Well, I can already see a bullet. This thing's more splinter than statue now. The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. It seems like something you got cursed for, you know? In Minister Inga's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is curse enough. Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife? You need to stop taking what Yuta says so seriously. I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself. Look, there's a bullet here. It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. I guess he tried to shoot his attacker but missed and the bullet ended up here. Or he hit the target, but it went through them because they were a ghost. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, bless me. Shouldn't I explain? Bless me. The science behind it is absolutely fascinating. No, we're good. Lawyers, they think they're so smart. You do realize we can't hear you. Well, maybe you should do what I want then. It's a Magatama, I think. Did it come from a broken statue? Look, Apollo, there's another one. But the other statues only have one each. Hey, you're right. Maybe this statue was special or something? Can we rebuild it? We know for sure then. Oh! Huh? There's something shiny down there. It's a butterfly with blood on it. It's a pendant. There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is that it's not the victim's. No one in the royal family recognized it. Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it? I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one. It's too bad. But the blood turned out to be the victim's. That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. Butterfly added. I guess that's everything because it's fading to black. I think we've covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far. For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the royal guard. And after the murder, no one has found out what had been hiding inside. Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon. The curtain surrounding the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on the side. The blood must have gotten onto the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind. Dirk had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. This is not good. So, what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case, and still an understatement somehow. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim. Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot. Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot? It's just easier if you're not here when His Ephemeral Holiness arrives. Speak of the devil. Prosecutor Smati. Detective Sky, it seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them. Yes, of course, like a whore. They didn't touch a single thing. Including the sarcophagus. They didn't touch that, no. Give a lawyer an inch and they'll take a mile. Never forget that. Look at this trust again. Hey, Nayuda, do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? Are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. Again, you said that already. You were once part of the Defiance Dragons, weren't you? Hey, Nayuda, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him. Huh? Oh, right behind you. Guess I'm leaving. Put me out right outside. No, would you stop already? What do you want? It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out? I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold it!
Nayuda, are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right? Very well, speak. But make it quick. There is much I must do. Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? Just punch him. Be brothers. Beat him up. So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but aren't there other prosecutors in this country? Why does it have to be you? Her Eminence, Queen Khu'rain, personally requested that I serve as prosecutor. She did? That would make it hard to say no. Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills. She also wants to see that her own son see that his own son would take him down as retribution or something. She's evil, you know. Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest, you really don't want to do this, do you? You speak of love and sentiment. I guess so. I do not deny such human emotions. But the law is the law. And placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree? Well, no, I don't disagree, but civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Not really. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soul they need to flourish. Do you disagree? No, but the law must be obeyed. The truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. The law doesn't always have to be obeyed. Sometimes the law is a bit wrong and you can go against it. As some people say, laws are meant to be broken. They're not. They're meant to be bent. Like, you can't just go out and kill someone. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, if it's like, oh, you can't touch this because you'll be breaking the law, but if you don't touch it, the person will die. You can break the law in that instance. Therefore, whether or not I'm the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise? But, come on, Apollo, tell him how wrong he is. But don't you, wish it wasn't that way? It appears I've wasted my breath on you. And the winner is Prosecutor Samadhi. Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper. Ugh. I know I'm right, but did he have to be so eloquent about his point? I mean, you could be better at saying what you're trying to say, Apollo, but I can't say much because I suck at the same thing. It's like he's trying to cover up something with these petty words. Apollo, I'd cut Pat on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions like the one you wanted to ask. Raphotron sounds like some anti-government sentiment. We wouldn't want anything unfortunate to happen. Uh-huh. Now, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Instead, Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand, and he was using that person, along with his hostage, as leverage in obtaining the orb. That's news to me. Well, that's what Inga said. You can guess your chances of getting the orb. Goodbye! Faye isn't the only one. How shall I say insurance, Dirk? What? I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way. I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So, who do you suppose this special person is? I wouldn't know. Oh! My bracelet's reacting and I'm having heart palpitations again. Hey, Nayuta, about what you just said. Ow! My bracelet is crushing my wrist. Ow, that really hurts. What the heck's going on? I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrists. And now, but now that I know how it works, I can make it tight around your waist at any time I wish. Consider this a warning. I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless. I mean, as was stated when it first came up, you don't need the bracelet, it just helps you to do it. So maybe now you've had enough training, you can just do it without it. Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessing. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Samadhi, Apollo. We'll have to try something else. Ugh, you're right. We'll just have to ask Dirk about this. It appears you intend to go through with a trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and I. I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Right. You tell him, Apollo. Is he mad? I can never tell with him. This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. I really wish Apollo would just let off on him. It's like, look, I don't believe in your beliefs, so shut the fuck up. You keep trying to force your opinions on things when I don't really care about what you've got to say about the situation. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. 1 second. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. My throat just went all weird and I couldn't talk normal. It's fine now. I just don't know what the hell happened. It was like something just got sucked into my throat. Anyway, are doomed to reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You will be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold. Mold? That's pretty harsh. If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it's too late. I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm going to defend Dirk in court. You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the case with the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you'll excuse me. Samani knows his father will be probably executed if he's found guilty. Yet he won't even show an ounce of mercy. Yeah, I've got to put it back on. For some reason I thought I didn't put it back on. Ayuda, is this really you? Or is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I manage you anymore? Why don't you actually say these things to him? Because then it would actually have an emotional moment rather than keeping everything to yourself. To be continued, we still need to go to the secret base. You can't go continued from there. Phoenix and Edgeworth. Oh, we're going on to their side now? Okay. An hour and 30 minutes. How long is this next part? Because if it's more than an hour, then I'll probably save it for next time. Plus, I would like to rest my throat, because I don't know what the hell happened there, and I'm still feeling like something's wrong. I don't remember her to be continued. It might be because it was long in the original, so they might have put a continue in it. It's not too bad. I think... Yeah, I think I will end it there, because it has been an hour and 30 minutes. We've got a lot done, and we can continue with more next time. My throat feels off, and I think it's just going to keep doing things, so I'm probably going to stop there. So, no. It might be about 30 minutes. Screw it, we'll end there. Yeah. So... yeah, that's where we'll end it for today. Shorter than usual, but we did start a little bit later than normal. Unfortunate, but this whole throat thing, I don't know what the hell happened. I think I just swallowed something and it's just stuck there, so I'm probably going to try and deal with that for the next hour or two. But yeah, thank you all for joining today. Hope you all enjoyed. As usual, if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe to that bell notification so you know when I next stream. And if you want to help support me directly, there's a link to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, get your name added to the patron list here, where I give you a shout out at the end of every stream. I thank you for the continued support. I greatly appreciate you, like I do with Hiro Kuni and the Soulmaster 37. And we have to deal with the government, because we're not a big fan of the government. We're not a big fan of the government, or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably continue this next week, Tuesday, where we will find out what Phoenix and Edgeworth have been doing. And then we're going to go from there. I'll be back tomorrow with more Bioshock 2, so look forward to that. And as usual, thank you for watching. I hope to see you all next time. You'll have a nice rest of the day, and I'd like to see you tomorrow or Tuesday. Until then, you'll take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, Refotron. Bye, everyone else. Bye-bye.